How's it going, guys? In Australia, we have a saying. When you're in a bar, someone spills a drink, we yell out, taxi! Well, the taxi reference is getting a little outdated, don't you think? I reckon we should now be shouting, Uber! And what's with the name Uber anyways? It sounds fucking like German. I want an Uber! A better name, I reckon it would have been, is like, pickup, because they pick you up. You notice when you drive, if you see a normal bird like a magpie, you try and swerve to miss it, okay? But if you do hit it, you feel a little bit bad, but not real bad. But as soon as you hit a bird with bright colours like a gazelle, you feel way worse. Even though both birds should have been equally important to not kill. Why do we use the term overseas? I'm planning to go overseas. That's really bad English, isn't it? I'm planning to go over the sea. Wouldn't that be better? Or let's just stop with that phrase and stick with I'm planning to go travelling. I was in Italy in a backpackers hostel and an American girl said to me, "Are you from Australia? That's awesome. I really want to go there. I've seen Steve Irwin on TV like 100 times. And a German guy overheard the conversation and he was like, I wish my country was as popular as yours. No one ever says, Germany, cool. I really want to go there. I've seen Schindler's List like 100 times. I was in the Greek islands in Kos and I wanted to take a day trip to Bodrum, Turkey. There was a sign where you booked a boat that showed included with the boat trip was a free hammam. Now, hammam is like a massage spa for those who have never heard of it. So me and my friends were like, cool, we'll go to hammam. When we arrived at Turkey, we found the place, we walked in the front door of a little office. The Turkish receptionist greeted us. We said, hi, we were on the boat, so we're here for our hammam. She said, yes, and started to show us a pamphlet with prices. And I was like, it was supposed to be free? She replied, yes, free entry to hammam. I was like, what the fuck? Free entry into the office building so we can still pay? Fuck off. I was in Bulgaria and I wanted to buy some food, okay? Walked into this little shop and I said, Govorili angliski, which means, do you speak like English? She replied, no. I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. The shop had a glass cabinet with food inside and I was like, I'll try to get them to make me a sandwich. So I'm pointing and speaking English. I see something that looks like chicken. I'm like, is this chicken? She replied, da, which means yes. Then I'm like, okay, what's the meat beside it? She goes, not chicken. I'm like, okay, so I guess I'll take the chicken because who knows what the fuck the other meat beside it is. She then picked up some tomato and said, tomato? I'm like, you just spoke fucking English. You know how the old Scandinavian Vikings used to rape and steal? Whatever happened to them? Now, if anyone has been to Norway these days, you know that Norwegian people are very calm people. They're very even shy. So how do they go from being so ruthless to so quiet? Who decided, like, boys, I don't feel like raping and pillaging tonight. I might just go to bed early instead. Now the Vikings would have been like, what the fuck? That guy's a pussy. Doesn't want to rape tonight. Something funny in Norwegian is the word skiing. It's pronounced sheeing. Nice pair of shees, bro. I have this Norwegian friend. His name is Kim Haaland Thorsen. Haaland. What sort of name is that anyways? A land of whores? Sorry, Kim. Love you, bro. So I had a mate named Michael that went to New York years ago. He was staying in a backpackers hostel. One day he's cooking some food in the kitchen and there was a strange American guy sitting there staring at him. So Michael goes, are you hungry? Do you want some food, bro? The guy just didn't answer him and just kept staring. Michael said, oh well, I'll just get cooking. Then the guy walked over to this communal shelf where other backpackers have left unwanted food, okay? On the shelf there's just two items there. A bag of flour and some salt. So this guy starts making damper with water and flour. He then begins to fry it in a pan, okay? But it begins to burn with no oil. The next thing that happens is the smoke alarm goes off. This guy just walks out of the kitchen and leaves the food on the stove. Michael was finishing up his cooking. Then the hostel manager comes in and goes, what are you doing? The kitchen is smoking. Michael replies, it's not me, man. It's that fucking weirdo who just walked out of here cooking that shit. Anyway, so next day, Michael decides he's going to eat out for dinner. He goes to a pizza shop. He ordered a large pizza. Now in America, large size is actually like Australian family size. So when Michael ordered this size, the shop owner said, oh, because you ordered a large pizza, you get a free 3-litre Coke. Michael's like, what the fuck, 3 litres? I don't need that much Coke, bro. Anyway, Michael's pizzas came and the box was so big, it had a string tied around it to hold it all together. He went outside and sat on a park bench to unwrap his huge present. He took out a slice and could only eat a few bites. He said it was so covered in oil, it was that bad, it was dripping off the pizza. He just found it disgusting, and he decided he wasn't going to eat it. So he went over to a bin, but the pizza box was so big, it wouldn't fit in the bin. So Michael just left it on top of the bin like that. I think he would have made a homeless guy pretty happy. So I was brought up religious, okay? My mum goes to church every Sunday. She's Mormon, and I've got to start off by saying my mother is a lovely lady, okay? She's kind, helpful, does a lot of volunteer work with the church and in the community in general, okay? Which is great. But anyway, at the age of like 12, I just refused to go to church anymore, okay? One bullshit thing I found about Mormons is you can't drink or smoke, okay? Now, I was 12, it didn't matter anyway, but this is the point. I've never seen my mum drink alcohol, okay? She joined the church when she was like 18, never really drank, alright? So I gotta say, growing up as a child, my mother was a very strung out person, actually. Like, you can imagine, if you drink alcohol, it helps you relax, yeah? Beer after a hard day's work, or a glass of wine in the hot tub, helps to unwind, okay? Mothers need relaxing time too. Now, my mother has never had, like, you know, never had a beer or whatever, so she's got like 50 years of pent-up frustrations. Like, I swear, if she just had a drink, she'd probably be more happier. It's like, just get drunk, mum, just once in your life. And the next thing is I don't agree with the Mormons is they make you pay this thing called tithing, okay? Now, for those of you that don't know what tithing is, the church asks you to pay them 10% of your income every week. My mother decided she wanted to instill these values of tithing into me and my brother, you know, at a young age. Now, when I was like 6 years old, me and my brother started to get pocket money for helping around the house, okay? We started off with 50 cents a week each. That was what we got if we had to wash the dishes and clean the toilet and bathroom and just general chores, okay? And now every Saturday, Mum would pay us, and as soon as she paid us the pocket money, she demanded that we pay her back 5 cents straight away, which is the 10% tithing. Now, my mum expected a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old to give away part of their small amount of money and pay to the church every week. This is what I don't agree with, okay? You have to be 18 to drink or to buy cigarettes or whatever, but the church is quite happy to willing to take your money from you, from any child of any age. I mean, children don't understand the concept of religion. They don't have the maturity to make their own decisions about this stuff. Now, isn't that fucked up? I get that when you're 18 and you earn your own money and you wish to follow the Mormon guidelines and you want to pay them your 10% of your wage to the church every week, then yeah, go ahead. Doesn't fucking worry me then. But I don't think when the Mormons wrote this tithing policy back in whenever, 1800, that they really expected the children of any age to be paying them. And if they did expect it, that's even more pathetic. But yet, the Mormons still accepted my money every week for many years. And you'd pay this money in an envelope to the bishop every Sunday, and he knew where the money was coming from. My mother would hand him 3 envelopes every week. It'd be my mother's money, my brother's, and mine. And yeah, every kid just exploited. Now, my mum and dad are still together, okay, but my dad never came to church, ever. That was pretty much a red flag for me right there. We're like, why does dad get to stay home and we have to go to church, you know what I mean? So I got to the reason when I was about, age 12, and I decided to question religion. I'm like, if it's all true, what the church is saying, then, you know what I mean, dad doesn't believe it, so what the fuck. Dad was obviously smarter, he never paid them any money. I'm really quite puzzled at my mum being so influenced by the church would actually marry my father, who doesn't give a shit about religion at all. I swear the only time my father went to church was the day he got married to one. Anyway, so double back to story about my brother, okay? So my brother's two years younger than me. He's 4 years old in the story, okay? I'm 6. We're doing the dishes for our chores. My brother used to normally dry the dishes and I'd be the one washing them, okay? But then as the dishes would start like piling up on the dish rack, Mum would say to my brother, okay, there's some dishes there now, you can go and start wiping them. And he'd walk over from the living room to the kitchen. My brother would stand there next to me at the sink, and within 2 minutes, he'd be like laying down on the floor, and he'd start screaming, "Oh, my legs, my legs!" Now I swear there was nothing wrong with his fucking legs, you know what I mean? He just didn't want to dry the dishes. So he's just trying to find a way out of it, of course. My mum would be watching TV on the couch, and she'd hear my brother's cries. So she would like come over from the couch and say to my brother, "Okay, are you alright? You know, what's going on? What's wrong with your legs?" And then she'd be like, "Okay, well, your legs are sore. Okay, come and sit on the couch for a bit with me." And, you know, and I'd look at mum and be like, what the fuck? I'd be infuriated. Like, why does he get to get out of doing the dishes and I have to keep doing it? My mum would say, "Oh, but he's little and his legs hurt." I'm like, hurting? He was standing there for fucking, 1 minute. He dried 2 fucking dishes. You know how it is, the baby child, the youngest gets away with a lot of things. Anyway, so I would finish the dishes. I'd go to my room and just hang out, okay? I'd come back out to the kitchen like 30 minutes later to get a drink or something. And now I'd see Mum. Mum would be there drying the dishes. She was doing his job for him. I really didn't think that was fair at all. And this happened quite a number of times. The same, "Oh, my legs scenario." He used his excuse a lot. Yeah, what a scammer, I swear. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit notification bell to get notified of new content, alright? Peace out. Bird.